So I'm an author. I've written a book. It was on Amazon. It was self-published, and I am close to finishing the second book in the series. There's going to be a 4-book series. I want to be a full-time author. I want to make my living, my income as an author. Turns out I'm a perfectionist, which I had no idea I was a perfectionist, which sounds weird, but I would do things halfway. I was a big picture guy. I am a big picture guy. I would not sweat the details. And so I thought, okay, well, clearly a perfectionist is someone who they slave over every single detail. They have to get everything perfect. They always are tweaking something because it can always be better. And that just was not me. But then after reading this book called The Now Habit, which I highly suggest reading, because you might know a perfectionist even if you think you're not, I found out that a lot of the things that I do or don't do, as far as taking care of details, being very particular about things, is because it gives me an excuse as to why something's not that great. So if I only give half effort, if I only do something in broad strokes and I don't take care of the details, then when you say, oh, well, that wasn't that great, I can say, oh, well, I just threw that together. I really didn't spend much time on it. And so the first book that I did, I was excited. It was a huge accomplishment just to write a book, but I wrote it, and when I got done with it, I just wanted people to read it. I wanted it for sale. I just wanted it out there. And so I did not go through all the steps that it takes to revise it correctly, to go through all the different drafts and revisions, which takes a long time. And I just threw it out there. Now I am pulling that. I pulled that from the shelves, the Amazon shelves, and I am revising it. I'm updating it, and I'm polishing it up. I'm making it better. And as I'm doing this, because I'm trying to re-release that and then finish the second book, realize that I'm still fighting those demons of perfectionism, because I'm now stalling and I'm now procrastinating getting those revisions done, because now it's like, all right, that first time I put it out there, I put something out there that was kind of half done, half completed, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have taken more time, but it was easy to put that out there and then just say, well, that was my first try. I didn't go through all the drafts I should have. So of course there's typos, there's things that aren't that great in the book. It was my excuse. It was my way to distance myself from being excellent. And so now the second time, now that I'm doing these revisions, I've taken it back. I'm getting a new cover. I'm doing a new, just making it new for this first book. I'm now finding myself holding back on that and procrastinating on re-releasing it, because now what if I put it out there and I put it for everybody to see, and it still doesn't sell anything, and people still don't like it, or they don't like it, or they don't read it. Now it feels like, okay, now it's kind of a double rejection, and so I just find myself doing this again. And so if you're like me, if you are holding back on trying something, if you are finding yourself to be a perfectionist and you keep tweaking, you don't want anyone to read it, you don't want anyone to see it, you don't want to try for this job position, you don't want to attempt this in your life, just do it. Just do it. Because at the end of the day, my book will either be read by a few people and liked by a few people, or a few people might read it and they won't like it. And either way, I'll have had people read it. I'll have given it a shot. I'll have found out a way that it didn't market well. I'll have learned a lot. At the end of the day, when I put this out, at the end of the day, when you try something, you're going to learn something. And if you're learning something, then and you're applying that, then you're growing. And if we're moving forward at all, if you're moving forward from day to day or from week to week, then you're growing. There's a great book too, The Subtle Art of Not Giving Enough, that talks about the do something principle, the idea of just do something. If you're struggling with something, do anything. Doesn't have to be accomplish something, doesn't have to be finish something. It can be just start something, do something, and that's going to move you closer towards your goal. So if you're a writer, write for 15 minutes a day, because that will add up. If it is a project, work on a little bit of it. It will add up. Also, by doing something, by working on something, it will give you momentum to keep going. So if you dedicate yourself to something little, it might be working out. If you dedicate yourself to working out 10 minutes a day, you might start to get in a rhythm to where, oh, now I want to work out for 30 minutes a day. The other thing is this. This is something I've also heard. Consistency means doing something more often than not. So it does not mean perfection. Consistency is not perfection. So if you are doing something, you're working towards something, and you didn't do it every single day, that's okay. Keep going. Keep pushing forward. If you're working and striving towards something, do something, and if you didn't do it today, then you can still do it tomorrow. You can still keep going. There's not somebody keeping track or record and saying, oh, sorry, you didn't do anything for these 3 days. Doesn't count anymore. Can't keep working at it. Can't keep moving forward. Just keep trying. Just keep striving forward. I'm going to commit myself to get this first book re-released. I'm finishing up my second book and getting that out there. Give yourself grace. Give yourself mercy. Give other people grace. Give other people mercy. And then just keep moving forward. Baby steps, small steps, just one foot in front of the other, just doing something, doing anything, starting things, trying something, and just learn from your mistakes, learn from your failures, and grow. So you are loved, you are cared for, you are worth more than you can possibly imagine. There's a God who made you and loves you and has a purpose for you. My name is Mark Taylor. Keep reading, and you're more valuable than you could possibly imagine.